Hey, what's up guys? Today, just want to make a video about intermittent fasting. I know I've mentioned it earlier before in other videos, but just wanted to give you like a run through of benefits of it, the way I go about it, and just the feeling of being on it and how to start it, you know? So right now I've been doing it, well now it's January, today's the 4th. I've been doing it for about 3 months now. For the most part, there's only been like one day out of like 2 or 3 weeks where I don't follow the intermittent fasting. So that's pretty good. Meaning like, for example, I can go 2 weeks doing intermittent fasting and then somewhere on the 3rd week, there's one day where I'll just eat earlier, you know, than I'm supposed to. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is basically eating only about 8 hours to 10 hours a day. It just depends on how you want to do it, how you want to go about it, how many hours you actually want to fast, and how many hours you can fast. And you have to accommodate those hours depending on your day and your activities. So for example, me personally, like the way I intermittent fast is I'll actually stop eating around 10 or at midnight, or 10 p.m. or midnight, depending, you know, what time I go to bed. Sometimes I'll stop eating earlier and I just won't eat following up till I go to bed. So say for example, I stop eating like at 10 or 12. Regardless, usually I'll start eating around like 4 or 5 p.m. the next day. So that means that's about what, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it's about 16 to 17 hours where I don't eat. Now, to begin with, like for starters, you don't want to go like full on intermittent fasting the whole week. What you want to do is just start off one day and then have like 2 days where it's just regular eating for you, followed by another intermittent fasting day, and then eventually just build it up to 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days, and then just your body get used to it. It accommodates like the hunger, it accommodates your energy levels, so you won't feel like you're just totally crashing, you know? So that's one thing. Now, what you choose to eat during those hours that you do get to eat is important. I know a lot of people say that it's not important, you can eat whatever you want. Trust me, like I've tried that like 2-3 years ago, and I got down to 10% body fat, but I lost a lot of muscle and it was just not good, you know? So it's best if when you do get to eat, you eat your healthy food, you know, like your meal prep, you know, meaning like chicken, tuna, fish, everything like that's high protein, or anything that's high protein. And then you also have your carbs, which are going to be important when you do eat, because especially here's the thing, especially if you're lifting, you know, if you're trying to build muscle and you don't want to lose a muscle, carbs are important, even though we can argue that back in the day, you know, like back in like the caveman days, they really didn't have carb sources, you know, like the way we do today, which carbs are in everything, but you know, you still need them, especially if you're lifting heavy. Or if you're trying to build or not lose muscle, you know? So having said that though, try not to spike your insulin levels too much, because I mean, you will need some fast carbs for your workouts, but if you do eat, like overeat, like say like ice cream or cake or anything like that, you know, you're just gonna throw yourself off. Also, make sure you're drinking water throughout the day. It's important to drink water. And you can also drink tea or coffee just to help you with hunger, because hunger is actually going to be present throughout the day unless you actually do something to suppress it. I usually do about 1 to 2 cups of coffee and drink about 1 gallon throughout the day of water. So that's one thing. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, usually it took me about like 2-3 weeks to get used to being able to do that and lifting without being all dizzy. And that's a pro tip for you guys. When you're lifting, just make sure you have like a really fast source of carbs. Mine is, I like to have like a bag of gummy bears with me, because it sucks when you're really into your workout and like halfway through or you're almost done and you start getting dizzy and like really nauseous and you just want to throw up and you get those cold sweats. That's because your sugar levels just dropped significantly, and it sucks, and you know, it just doesn't feel right. So you want to make sure you have some fast carbs that you can just, you know, as soon as you eat, literally like a minute, 2 later, and you'll be feeling fine. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that was a quick run through. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, just put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Cool? This is Will signing off. Peace. And by the way, Happy New Year's. And this is the year. Keep it up.